Hey guys, Harry here and welcome to another video. In this video I'm just going to be looking on my anime list at the current season of anime and giving you my thoughts so far on the shows that at least I've been watching. Because obviously we're coming up to the halfway point of this season, which I think was the winter season. Is it the winter season? Yes, the winter season 2017 so far. So to quickly look at my currently watching, I'm still watching All Out from last season, Blue Exorcist, Demi-chan, Fuka. Let's ignore the ones that aren't from this season. Obviously, Dragon Maid, Konosuba, Scum's Wish, Masamune Coon, and Yawapeda. So I'd say I'm watching a fair bit, mainly the popular ones, because like the likes of Little Witch Academia, no one's hosting it, and I don't want to use Kiss Anime to watch it, so it's one of them. But we're getting off topic. So far, Konosuba, 5 episodes in. I thought the first 2 or 3 episodes were very subpar to last season, because I really enjoyed the first season. What did I give the first season? I'm assuming I gave it something pretty good. I gave it an 8 out of 10, so I did very much enjoy it. And the average was 8.5, so about the same as everyone else, I suppose. So far 5 episodes in, I thought the first 2 or 3 episodes were really janky. Like, they overused the bad animation, but especially the latest episode 5 was really good, and I thought we're getting back on track to what was good. So I'd say, so far, if you enjoyed the first season, obviously this is highly worth watching. Next thing, Masamune Coon. Now, this was in contention for so far my favourite anime of this season. It's now been pushed down to number 2, and we'll get to that reason later. But Masamune Coon, I really enjoyed the premise of this. I'm glad I didn't pick up the manga, because I was planning to, especially since I believe the manga's it's just finished, or it's running into its final climax to finish, and it's just, the story is really interesting to me just because of the whole revenge aspect, and obviously they're gonna both end up falling in love with each other, and that's how the series is going to end unless we actually get some interesting development. But so far we'll see. So far I'm really enjoying this show. I'd give this show probably an 8.5 out of 10, an 8 out of 10. I'm not going to round it up to a 9. It's not that good, just because of some character introductions that have happened lately, because I'm not a big fan of love triangles at all. But so far I really enjoy it. The premise is really cool and the characters are interesting. So this is my second favourite anime so far of this season. Moving on to the next show, Blue Exorcist. Obviously, if you ever watched the original Blue Exorcist, the ending is a bit janky to say. It goes away from the source material. I've only got the first 11 volumes, so I think I read a little bit ahead of the actual the last season when I watched it, because I read the manga after the first season, and because it was like, this ending doesn't feel right. So I went back and read it, and it is completely different. And if you've seen the first one and you start watching this, you'll notice how they've jumped backwards, and they started around, I think, episode 16 or 17 of the original series, and they're carrying on properly following the actual manga so far, it seems. So I'm enjoying it. It's exactly what I expected it would be. The story is really interesting. The animation's really nice. Who's actually animating this? A1 Pictures. That explains a lot. That's why it's really nice, and I enjoy it, because I'm gonna throw all these shows out like A1 Pictures does, and some of them will stick. And with the franchise that is Blue Exorcist, obviously it's stuck because there is still a fan base. But I wonder if people have still stuck around, and it is a little weird the fact they went back. Well, it's not weird in that sense, but the fact they left it so long to come back to this series and they've jumped back. So obviously for new people who want to get into this, they're going to have to watch the original series up to a certain point and then jump into this one. It's a little bit higgledy-piggledy, but if the premise seems interesting to you, it's on the screen, you can read it. If not, just go onto my anime list, it'll be there. I would recommend it. I imagine I'm going to give it somewhere between a 7 and 8 so far. We're, 5 episodes in, 7 and 8, I'd agree with that. We'll see how the second half is before I give a final verdict with any of these shows. But what's the average? The average is just shy of 8, so we're same sort of ballpark. Really interesting. Moving on. Next one, Scum's Wish. I marathoned the first 4 episodes of this, and it's probably one of the worst things I ever done. I was slightly tipsy, it was late at night, and I was like, fuck it. Everyone's talking about this Scum's Wish. I'll start it. This is my favourite show so far from this season. It's so emotionally investing, and it just convolutes you with all these different feelings, and it's so well written and so well executed. The music's on point, the art style's absolutely great. It reminds me of what was the show about the girl who lost her memory every single day? Like, the memories like that, the stills in it are just perfect. This show, I'd probably, at the stage we're at right now, which is 4 episodes, and each week I feel like ripping my throat out at it. It gives you good and bad emotions. It's really good at it. I'd probably give this show a 9 out of 10 so far, and we're only 4 episodes in. So, there goes my phone. So, we'll see what it's like when we get to the climax, because I have a feeling this is going to be one of those shows where the ending could ruin it, and it's just going to be one of them. But for the first 4 episodes, it's absolutely amazing. I'd highly recommend it. Go and watch it now. If you're not watching anything else this season, go and watch this, because it will make you feel something, even if you're like a skeleton who has a fucking heart of stone. But it's my favourite show so far, Scum's Wish. Go and watch it. Moving on to the next one. I want to watch Little Witch Academia, but it's not anywhere to watch. Freaking Netflix. At least this is what I've heard. I don't know if it's true. This is just what I've read, and then I haven't researched it. But apparently Netflix are holding it back before they release it in the other territories. So, being in England, I can't watch it. So, I pay for Netflix. I pay for Crunchyroll. Give me the good stuff. But alas. Next, we are moving on to Dragon Maid, which I didn't expect to enjoy as much as I did. It's a really good comedy. Other than that, it is just fun, nice. It's nice to see the characters progress. I don't know where it's going to go. I feel like it is very episodic with a very slow-moving overall story, but it's a nice watch. It keeps me happy when I watch it. It's nothing amazing, but if you like nice shows with cute people doing cute things, and it has dragons in it, who doesn't like a dragon? Go and watch it. It's interesting. So far, I'd probably give it like 6, 7, somewhere around there. Next up is Fuka. Now, Fuka, I've been spoiled on the big twist in this series, and I'm mainly watching it to see that twist happen. So, I watched, I think, the first 3 episodes. I watched up, without huge spoilers, I watched up to the point where they all first play, because there's a musical element to this, so I watched it up until that point before I was spoiled on what actually happens. And up to that point, I was probably giving it around a 6, just because it was your generic love story, but it had a musical element, and I strongly felt the musical element was what was pulling the show forward. So, from that standpoint, it's not amazing, but for the twist, I want to see it happen, so I'm pretty much engrossed to seeing it. You could spoil yourself on it, but if you feel like you can get past the clunkiness, is probably the word I'm looking for here, ness of this show and the way it's written, and it's very generic in everything it does. If you can get on board with the music, you can probably pull yourself through, and there is a twist waiting for you, which you'll probably enjoy. So, if it sounds like up your street, go and watch it. Otherwise, just put it to the landslide. Just put it over there. Put it up there on the shelf for some other day. Moving on, we have Demi-chan. Oh, Demi-chan interviews with Monster Girls. This show is amazing. This is my favourite comedy so far. We're 5 episodes in. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10, maybe even pushing towards an 8, just because each individual character is a different type of monster. So we have succubus, we have Dullahans, we have vampires, and we have, what's the snow one? I think she's a snow woman, and basically it's just them. I think they're in high school dealing with like problems, and the succubus is also a new teacher there, and just to see the interactions with the biology teacher, who's basically our main character, well, he's the dude we see the narrative through near enough. His interactions with them, it's really heartwarming and nice, and the comedy aspects are great, and I think KyoAni's doing it. A1 Pictures is doing it, my bad. I get KyoAni vibes for this, probably just because it's cute girls doing cute things, but moving on from there, as I said, 7-8, really interesting. What else am I watching? I don't think there's anything else from this season I'm watching. Sarian, I'm tempted to pick it up just because it's there's arcs in it. I think there's 3 main arcs for each girl, so it could be interesting. Yawapeda. I think this is season 3 of Yawapeda, so obviously if you're liking Yawapeda, you're obviously going to be carrying on with Yawapeda, because Yawamushi pedal. How many times can I say Yawa in a second? It's more of that greatness. Onoda, awesome. 5 episodes in, I'd probably give it a 7 or 8. Probably a 7 just because we haven't had the Himi song yet. If you don't know what that is, go and Google Yawapeda Himi and just... It's greatness. It's really, really great. Like, I'd probably say Yawapeda is in my top 5 sports series, but we'll have to wait until the end. With the ending of season 2, I didn't think we were going to get any more. Like, I thought that was it, done, dusted, sorted, and then season 3 come about, because obviously I don't read the manga, I didn't read ahead, and I thought where season 2 ended, they could have just ended the series there and it would have been all dandy, but more in this case is actually better, so I can't complain. Seems like it's got an 8 so far as well, so it's doing alright. What else? I dropped this cycling girl school thing, just watched the first episode and it was like, meh, I have Yawapeda instead, it's all good. Didn't really grab me. I should have given it a couple more episodes, but I watched that episode as it come out, so I just wasn't catching on. What the hell is this? Meh. Moving on, I haven't watched Naruto in ages, haven't watched One Piece in ages. I basically dropped, what the fuck's it called? I need to change that from hold, just because I'm reading the manga instead, and the fact that there's so much, like, anime original in that, I couldn't get on board. Like, 50 episodes, and I think there's only, like, 39 chapters out. Even though it's monthly and the chapters are slightly longer, there's not enough content there, and in the first, like, 4 episodes, there was already a new character introduced. It's like, nope, not having any of that. Moving down, All Out's still proven to be really good because I'm interested in rugby. The whole boys interacting with each other, if you're into that sort of thing, it's there for you. But the overarching story and our main character, interesting. Moving on, I don't think there's anything else from this season now. No, a bunch of shorts. I'm not watching any shorts this season, which is surprising because I normally always pick up at least 1 or 2. So maybe I'll just speed run one at the end. Now OVAs, I'm sure there's a Wake Up Girls OVA coming out soon. Or is that the movie? I don't remember. I need to watch the second Wake Up Girls movie. So yeah, that's it. Days OVA. That'd be interesting. Yeah, that's about it. We'll just double check. Sword Art Online movie. I'll probably watch that. I'll probably watch Kuroko Last Game because that's what you do. Can't wait for Kizu Monogatari. I've got the book over there. Still haven't read it because I'm waiting to watch all 3 films first. Oh! When that's out, I can finally watch all 3 of them and I can just die happy because just the Monogatari release schedule is just, yeah. So anyway guys, that has been my watch list so far and my thoughts and basically all that other great stuff. Let me know in the comments below what your favourite anime is from this season. And hopefully the second half of this season will be even better than the first. In some cases that'll just blow my mind, and Scum's Wish will probably just make me want to off myself in a corner. But anyway, I've been Harry, be sure to like, comment, subscribe and all that great stuff, and I shall see you next time. I don't know when next time is though. Goodbye.